What's going on, everybody? Leo Cannell here with the Seven Figures Club podcast. In today's podcast, my friends, we're going to take a look at work ethic and what my top mentor says, that there are basically three types of entrepreneurs. So if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, or you already are one, you're a startup, whatever you are, we're going to find out which one you are. There's three types, and it's going to surprise you how these break down. But we've got the part-time entrepreneur, we got the half-time entrepreneur, we got the all-the-time entrepreneur. And I'm going to show you how it's actually possible to be an all-the-time entrepreneur and still be a good dad. There are over 32 million businesses in the U.S., and over 90% of them will never break seven figures in annual sales. So how do we as entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs break into that seven figures club? This podcast will relentlessly share the secrets, strategies, and tactics I've used to create three multi-seven figures businesses and bring in even more successful entrepreneurs than me to share their inspirational stories and tactics to success. You can create your dream business and life right now. So buckle up and let's go. So it's been a wacky few days here, and we're coming into the fourth quarter here of 2020, getting ready to finish strong. I always say it's super important to finish the week strong. It is a Friday. It's important to finish a month strong, finish a year strong. And to do that, it takes, there's so many things you got to focus on. And so, here at Seven Figures Funding, we're focused on, providing an amazing experience for our clients to get the best funding possible to launch or expand their business. And we had a big virtual event that happened on October 9th. Had a few hundred people apply for funding all at once on a Friday. It was, I guess that was just a week ago. It seems like it was actually quite a while ago, but it was just a week ago. So we've been busy servicing those clients. We've got the new version of our partner program coming out and all of those funnels. We've got our software and our tracking portal and our training, all these things that I've been working on, day by day, every single day, every Saturday, Sunday, working on it. So it's finally coming to fruition, which is exciting. And now we got to execute and do well. We've got another event coming up here. A bunch of our team is actually going on vacation in a week. I'm going on vacation in just a little over 2 weeks. We're all headed to the same place to Playa del Carmen there, Riviera Maya, just south of Cancun, a beautiful place, and one of the few amazing places you can actually still visit during these crazy times that we're living in. So that's kind of what's going on with us, and you can hear my voice. I've been a little bit sick here, a little bit under the weather. Is it COVID? Nah, probably not. I think I probably had it early in March before they really had testing going full speed here in Utah, and it did knock me down pretty good for a couple weeks, but I was able to get better, and whatever I've got now has passed a lot quicker. I've still been able to work. I've still kind of been able to work out each morning, but it is amazing how much it weakens you. And so in today's topic, what I really wanted to dig into, is the topic of work ethic. And this is a popular topic in our era of the Tim Ferriss 4-hour work week, that we love that idea of, not having to work hardly at all and make tons of money and have all sorts of freedom. And that is an amazing concept. There's a lot of, delegation and automation and different systems and processes and good people to implement in your business. When you do that type of thing, that's where you can really grow and expand your business and do it without having to, work so many hours every single week. And so it's a beautiful concept. Unfortunately, for those entrepreneurs who really build something massively successful, and I'm talking much bigger than a business that does a few $1 million a year, those businesses that do hundreds of millions or billions and so forth, that really make a massive difference and impact, those types of businesses are only produced by what we would call an all-the-time entrepreneur. And my top mentor says there's three types of entrepreneurs. There's the part-time entrepreneur, the full-time entrepreneur, and the all-the-time entrepreneur. Now, the part-time entrepreneur, you're probably thinking, oh, yeah, it's somebody who's kind of doing it on the side and they've only got so much time to put forth to it. But according to his definition, a part-time entrepreneur, someone who's working maybe 35 to 45 hours a week, so basically a full-time job for everybody else, that's a part-time entrepreneur, and I would absolutely agree with that. If you're a part-time entrepreneur, 40 hours a week is very, very minimal, and you're probably going to get minimal results, especially at the beginning, especially at different stages where you're trying to really grow and expand and be profitable. You just can't do it as a part-time entrepreneur and do it successfully. And the next type of entrepreneur he defines as a full-time entrepreneur. That's 60 hours a week, a good 60 hours a week. So if you're working, basically, I guess you'd be looking at maybe 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday. That would put you in that full-time position. So a 12-hour day, that's pretty decent. You're working 9 to 9, which if any of you have worked that 9 to 9 shift like I have over the past couple of years, it can be a lot of fun. It can be fatiguing. I remember when my current company was just me and really one other person, my first employee. We had to work some 9 to 9s for a couple of weeks, and she did not like it. She was not happy and was breaking down after a couple of weeks. I said, don't worry, we're going to hire more. We're going to have help on the way. But 9 to 9, that's a tough shift, and most people honestly don't have the mental capacity to take on that 9 to 9. But 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, 12-hour shifts, 60 hours a week, that's a full-time entrepreneur. Now, what is a all-the-time entrepreneur? Well, that's 80 hours a week. So if you're talking 80 hours a week, you can pretty much break down that you're going to be working Saturdays, maybe even Sundays, even though it might not be with, in abidance with our religions and so forth. Sometimes the oxen are in the mire and we've got to take care of things or the business is going to fail. And sometimes certain things, like for me, I find that Sunday morning is a good time for me to review my family budget, my business budget, just make sure that nothing's falling through the cracks there. And so he says that an all-the-time entrepreneur is somebody who's legitimately doing it all the time. When I think all the time, I think of every single day. And as I look back at the past couple years in building my current business, I think that's kind of been what it's taken. It's kind of this all-the-day thing. But eventually you've got to have some sort of leverage, whether it's building out a great team that can take on a lot more of the tasks for you, whether it's technology, whether it's different sales funnels that can really grow and sell your product fast. And so for me, I've gone the route of these sales funnels, and I've been working on them for years and seen a lot of success in some and less success in others. But I'm super excited about our current partner program that's going to be using these different sales funnels to help people understand that they can, follow my proven system to make a lot of money in the business funding space. And the interesting thing about the business funding space is it's super busy, even busier right now during these tough times, and it was still busy obviously during the good times. So that's what's great about this industry and industries like e-commerce and online businesses that have the potential to get even busier during crazy times like we're having right now, and that's obviously key. So what does it take to be an all-the-time entrepreneur? And you're 100% invested and focused. I see it as you're 100% invested into constantly learning. Like you're always, reading that next amazing entrepreneur book, an amazing book that just came out from my top mentor, Patrick Bet-David, Your Next 5 Moves. Great book, breaks down all of the different facets of building a company and doing it successfully and building a team and a culture and the right way to do business. Just an amazing book. Highly recommend it. But I'm always going from one amazing entrepreneur book to the next, and that's key, right? You've got that. Number 2, you're constantly pushing to grow your current business. You're constantly looking to find ways to expand. You're paying attention to the bottom line, and it's it's a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year deal until you get to a certain point. And I think to a previous podcast that I was fortunate to do with a gentleman by the name of Brent Williams, who from I think 1989, something like that. I mean, he really just busted his butt for 30 years, and he just cashed out. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but it was a massive 8-figure exit, pretty close to 9 figures, and he did. He was consistently busting his butt. Now, let's be honest. Is that for everybody? No, I know it's not. I know that most of us don't want to bust our butt for 20, 30 years and then cash out, but he's in a pretty damn good spot to be, in his early 50s, and he's done. Like he just manages his money and travels and spends time with family, and that's a pretty amazing, intriguing spot to be in. And that's kind of that's the American dream, right? The American dream used to be to own your own land and work your own land, because in Europe and England, the massive bureaucratic nobles, the noble population, would kind of own all of that land. They would be the landlord. You wouldn't be able to own anything, and that's why America was this amazing opportunity to own land in the 1700s, 1800s. And as time has progressed, just having a mortgage and owning your home that's turned out to not be the American dream. The real American dream is to own your own business, to be able to create your own wealth. Yeah, to be able to have that house and maybe multiple properties. And so the majority of the most successful people in terms of living the American dream is defined by being an entrepreneur, running your own business, doing it on your own terms, etc., etc., etc. So what does it take to be an all-the-time entrepreneur? It takes daily focus. You're constantly learning, and you're constantly pivoting. When things don't work, you pivot and you go to that next route, and you constantly are figuring out a way to take the business further. And what's interesting is when you launch your business, how much it can change. Even at the start of 2020, I really thought we were going to spend a lot of time building our credit monitoring site with IdentityInsured.com and SouthPoleCredit.com. Spent a lot of time and money working with Experian to build that out. And as time grew, and then especially the pandemic, those are the types of expenses that people don't keep. But business funding got busier than ever, and people were looking for ways to join the industry and make money. And so we invested in software, we invested in a program, I've worked tirelessly to build out the training for it. And I had no idea that I was going to be doing that in 2020. Like, that wasn't anywhere near what I had on the 2020 docket, but things changed, and I had to pivot, and I had to pivot quickly, and I know 100% it was the right move to make. And now we're positioned to grow even more, and our big, hairy, audacious goal is to get up to funding $1 billion a year, $100 million a month, and have 1,000 really strong executive partners in our program that are out there, helping business owners, and they're making 6 figures, right? And they're able to work from home and be their own boss and build their own business, and we build out a custom website and tools and funding system, everything that they need to succeed. And that's and I didn't anticipate that at all, when 2020 started, and here we are, middle of October in 2020, and that's exactly where we are. And so amazing how things change. You're constantly pivoting, but it is an all the time grind. And when you think okay, you're 80 years old, you're on your deathbed, and you look back at your life, are you going to regret the fact that you busted your butt to build an amazing business? Or do you think the regret is, and why do you think grumpy old men are grumpy, is because they look back and they regret the things they didn't do. They regret that business opportunity that slipped by. Really good family friend of mine, really good guy by the name's Larry. His wife, who passed away a few years ago, She needed a heart transplant and came in and lived with us for a year while she waited to get her heart transplant. But she was very, very risk averse and against business and taking risks like that. And Larry had this opportunity a couple decades back where he could have gotten in on a storage unit. He didn't take advantage of it. That storage unit was built, made that person a ton of money, and he missed out on that opportunity. And that's a regret that he has now for the rest of his life. And so what you want to do is live your life so that you don't have those regrets. Now, the other side of the story, and if you're a husband, wife, a mother, father of children, and family is everything to you, which it is to me, at the same time that my business is everything to me as well, are you going to have massive regrets if you put everything into the business and you didn't put equal amount of time and energy into the family? And can you be an all-the-time entrepreneur and still be a great husband or father and take care of your health? And I believe you can if you manage your calendar wisely. And what it always comes down to is the wasted time, because we don't realize how much time we waste every week. Even as an all-the-time entrepreneur, you can waste so many hours watching sports and TV and just streaming Netflix and Amazon and whatever the hell else it is, video games, right? And so what you do is all of that wasted time now goes 100% focused to time with family. And you can still go to your kids' soccer games. I try to make a lot of those, and I do make a lot of them. And what it comes down to is that time that I would generally be wasting on a Saturday and Sunday, well, I'm going to put it towards the business, because I know I've got to go to Marcus's game at 5 p.m. Wednesday, or I've got to go to Kayla's dance recital thing on Thursday or Friday. And so you just have all these things scheduled out, but otherwise wasted time where you actually wouldn't be spending it with your family anyway now goes to spending with family or working on the business, because it's not really one of those times you should be spending with family. When you organize your time and your calendar and you eliminate the time waster crap, you can still be a great parent, a great, spouse. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'm not the best spouse. I'm a pretty damn good father, so I'm proud of that, but I need to be a better husband to my wife. There's no doubt about that. But it's not possible to be great at everything at the same time, but everything should go in stages, and at some point your business should get to a point where it can grow and expand, and maybe you don't have to do the 80-hour thing every week. And there's no doubt at certain stages of my career I've been able to do that when you've got a great team around you, you've got great momentum, and you continue to improve that business and that bottom line. So it can be done. It's not easy. I'm still a work in progress on that, but you can do it all. You can have the 7 figures business, the 7 figures life, but you're going to have some sacrifices, and that means some of the things, the free time stuff that's time wasters, you will have to eliminate that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you liked it, go ahead and give us a 5-star. Share this with other aspiring entrepreneurs. Make today great. We will see you next time on the podcast. Are you looking for more 7-figure secrets, content, or even how you can launch your own recession-proof business? Then check out 7figures.com. That's the digit 7, FIGURES.com, where we share more videos, stories, strategies, funding solutions, entrepreneurial education, and even the secret business type that's recession-proof. Thank you for listening, and if you're finding value in our podcast, please give us a 5-star and invite others to join the club.